You were told wealth would make you powerful, that once resources came, strength would follow. Influence, respect, control. But look closely. Some of the richest Muslim nations on earth are still struggling to lead, still reacting, instead of directing. So something doesn't add up. Because wealth came, but strength didn't follow. And that's the illusion. You assumed money creates power, but money only exposes what's already there. If discipline is weak, wealth amplifies it. If vision is unclear, wealth distorts it. If identity is fragile, wealth replaces it. And that's exactly what happened. Oil didn't make nations strong, it made them comfortable. And comfort is one of the most dangerous states you can live in. Because when survival is easy, growth slows down, urgency disappears, discipline weakens, you stop building and start maintaining, you stop pushing and start protecting. And slowly, you lose the edge that once made you rise. But here's the deeper problem. Wealth changed priorities. Instead of asking, how do we build strength? The question became, how do we sustain comfort? And those are two completely different paths. One leads to growth, the other to stagnation. Because real strength isn't built on what you have. It's built on what you can create. Your systems, your discipline, your independence. And when those are missing, wealth becomes temporary. Not because the resources disappear, but because the ability to use them effectively never develops. Look at history. The strongest civilizations were not built on sudden wealth. They were built on struggle, on scarcity, on pressure. Because pressure forces development, it forces innovation, it forces discipline. But when wealth comes too easily, that pressure disappears. And without pressure, people drift. They become dependent, reactive, comfort-driven. And over time, that creates a dangerous cycle. You rely on what you have, instead of building what you need. You consume more than you produce. You import more than you create. And slowly, control shifts away from you. Not because you lost wealth, but because you never built strength. And that's the difference most people miss. Wealth is not strength. It's a tool. And tools are only as powerful as the people using them. So if the mindset is weak, the outcome will be weak, no matter how much money is involved. Now ask yourself, what is actually being built, not what is owned, built? Because ownership without capability is fragile. It can be taken, controlled, influenced. But capability, that stays, that grows, that leads, and that's what's missing. The focus shifted from development to display, from discipline to comfort, from long-term strength to short-term satisfaction. And the result? Wealth without direction, resources without impact, presence without leadership. But here's the reality most people avoid. This is not permanent. It's a phase, and phases change when priorities change, because strength is not locked behind resources. It's built through habits, through systems, through discipline, and those can be developed at any level, but only if there's awareness, because the biggest risk right now is not losing wealth. It's staying comfortable with weakness, accepting it, normalizing it, defending it, because once weakness feels normal, there's no urgency to change. And without urgency, nothing improves. So the real question is not, why didn't wealth create strength? The real question is, what are you doing in order to build strength without relying on it? Because if strength doesn't exist without wealth, it won't survive with it. And that's the truth. Uncomfortable, but necessary. Because real power has never been about what you have. It's about what you can sustain, what you can build, what you can lead. And until that becomes the focus, nothing truly changes. If this changed your perspective, subscribe, because the next video might change how you see everything.